Today, I would like to share something really special that happened with me and my team this year. Something that every coach, every academy dreams of is we produced a national champion this year. So, we one of these kids of mine, like not mine, but that's how I really like to call my athletes as my own. So one of our kids, Soira Shrilar, went on to become the national champion in under 15 girls doubles and even represented the country in the Asian Championship this year. They missed a medal by a round, but they played exceptionally well. So when these kids are playing in the academy, and on a daily basis, I actually have parents who come down and come and ask if there is an admission. We want to admit our child, and they see these kids playing, like a kid like Soira, who's like a national champion. And I generally, like a coach, I have to flaunt, right? When they're coming and asking me, oh, this kid plays really well. How long has that kid been playing? Me flaunting there, I go right straight saying, oh, she's the national champion currently, and she's been playing for maybe 6 years or plus, and the parents go like, oh my god, 6 years. And while I was telling them like 6 years, I actually started questioning me, is it just 6 years that took to make her a national champion? And one fine day it really struck me, that it is not actually 6 years, but it is actually 30 years of my experience too that has contributed. So when I'm saying 30 years is 20 years that I have spent playing as an athlete competitively, and the 10 years of my coaching experience, which started while I was playing also. So now that, the next time when someone asks, I'm definitely going to tell them it is 30 plus years. All this overnight success that everyone sees, it's actually lots of years, and in my case, decades of hard work in the background. So I'll take you quickly to the beginning. So how did we start? Initially, since I was playing, and I just had two courts and a few 6 to 8 year old kids who wanted to learn badminton. That's how we began, and I had no roadmap. There was no planning as to how am I going to coach or something. Just a handful of kids, just two courts, and we just began. The only intention was I wanted to be a coach, that the kind of coach that probably I didn't get when I was a child, when I was learning initially. And it was just the fire in me on giving something back to the sport which had shaped me to what I was then. So with a handful of kids, we just started with coaching with this intention. And one of the days, there are some two kids who joined up the academy. They're just 6-year-old tiny kids. They were like my tiny sparks, just like, I like to describe it as the choco chips in our regular chocolate ice cream. That sudden burst of joy that you get while you have that choco chips. These two kids were exactly like that. So our daily routines used to be so much fun with these two kids going around asking the stupidest questions, asking why do we have to even run to get the shuttle? Why can't we walk? Or there have been times when they're like, we want to play only games. We are not going to practice, whatever it is. So these 6-year-olds actually made my journey better, and with them eventually a few other kids also joined, and then our daily routine as an athlete, as a coach, as an academy started functioning. Days went by, we were doing the same repetitions and we were doing the same drills, kept on going on and on, till one fine day something really magically happened. Is these kids, both these 6 years old who had become 8 in the journey, went on to win their first state championship at the age of 8. And that was something where I couldn't believe. Really? Did this happen? At the age of 8, the very first batch that I trained went on to become the state champions. And well, that was probably the magical moment, but the beauty followed later. Looking at those two, the other kids who were also in the batch actually started doing much better. Much thinking on, oh, they had a vision now. They could see if these two kids can actually win, so can I. So rather than just individually who were training hard, there began an entire movement where our dreams grew louder, our effort became sharper, and probably everyone was trying to do their 100%. So since we knew, what we all were capable of, and these kids had already reached up to a certain level, we realized now we need to up our game. We can't keep doing the same thing because we need more effort. We need something to do extra, so that we need to go to the next level. So during that time, since I told you we just had like 2-3 courts, and the financial limitations are always there. Even if there are 8-year-old kids, every parent has a budget made. So accordingly, then there was a budget where parents said we can't spend something on more on this. So during that times, there were a bunch of kids who were coming from one of the society, and that society really had a hall, like a badminton hall. I think most of the societies these days have. So we decided that since we are financially constrained, but we need more time on court, I had started traveling from Sahkar Nagar, where I live, to one of the societies in Wagholi daily on a two-wheeler. Of course, I didn't have a car then. So whether it was a scorching heat or even in the rainy seasons, I did make a choice of doing that, because I cannot expect these 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds traveling 20 kilometers to other court. So instead, I thought, let's travel, like one person traveling makes more sense. So I look back and I feel it's insane. I don't know how did I do traveling 25 kilometers one way, but I feel passion sometimes, silence is logic. That's what I honestly loved every bit of the sweat that was shed then. We loved the way we planned the schedules there. However, the day we got something so productive, the entire journey was so beautiful despite of traveling so far, because we had to put up extra work for it. So eventually, like I'm saying, the entire group started playing really well. Everybody started performing really well. And just when you feel the life is going really good, something has to kick you, right? So that's exactly happened. I like to call it as a doomsday. One of these both kids who really performed, one of the parents really walked up and told me, "Ma'am, I think we need a change." Despite of highly performing, one fine day and this just changed, and they just walked away. And I was heartbroken. Unfortunately, not by a man, but I think I would have probably handled that better. But these two tiny 10-year-olds, just walked away, taking a piece of my heart. And I look back at that day and I feel very, very, very lost also. Despite of putting so much of work, all the effort, this small change, this word is very troublesome for me. So they chose to walk away. And I had a few days where I didn't feel like doing this anymore, because I'd put in everything, there were years to it. But we had to continue. So my better half was like, it happens. We had Saina, who was playing with Gopi sir, and even she wanted a change. So he always told me, my husband tells me, if this can happen to Gopi sir, so can happen to you. You're nobody in front of him. So understanding this whole concept, I started moving on. And one of the days I stopped and looked back and I realized who were there with me. So there were people who stayed. So I decided, okay, let's do a fresh start. Of course, I had other kids who were 8 and 10 years old, and I could, the first time was a trial and error for me, because I was doing it for the first time. I did not really have any particular knowledge about coaching. I was just coaching kids on my own experience, or like my better half was already into coaching. So his guidance kind of helped me in the starting coaching initially. But this time, I thought it was different. Since I'd already created a roadmap, I knew how to win, or I knew how to teach them to win. It was comparatively easier. So this time we decided, okay, fresh start. There were again new kids who didn't know how to hold their rackets. Maybe started with holding like a frying pan. So we started afresh. We taught them to hold the grip, taught them how to win, how to lose, and how to come back again. And again, months went on, years went on. And this time, we didn't get 1 or 2, but we got 6 to 8 state champions in this batch. So this was again a turning point where I realized the first time was like a lot of self-doubt, but I just got lucky with these 2 kids. But since this time it was more of a clarity as to what we had done previously and it had worked as a system, it was pretty easier that we could got this. And with these kids becoming into state champion, there was again a point where I started, hesitating. Okay, will they need a change now? Because there are many more years that I've already put into this. And what if they walk up to me and tell me, we need something different? But this time, these guys stayed. The parents believed in me. These kids trusted the process. And in that journey, and the days kept passing, and we finally got a national champion this year. And it was not just one of the kids becoming a national champion, but other kids also started performing at the national level. Beyond this time, we did not just have state champions in Maharashtra, but we also had kids winning in Goa and Jharkhand who were training with us. So, in general, in all of this scenario, I realized the doomsday that I was calling, this was actually a reset button for me. And that made me believe sometimes you don't lose people, you actually make space for the right ones. And sometimes the second innings is actually the beginning of the same game, again. So that's where I'm standing here, and I really thank Tanushree for doing this because I think a lot of coaches who must have produced national champions, but very few get an opportunity to tell people that you've done that. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I sign off from here. Thank you so much.